The lucky hunt. I had to get out of bed at this unusual time to go hunting for a big buck. I got into my dark clothes. I walked quietly downstairs to begin a big mysterious hunting adventure. I walked outside to the hunting blind. I used a can-shaped deer call to call in a buck. It was quiet. The trees were blowing in the wind. My friend and I were sitting in the blind for 2 hours. It was getting close to quitting time. My friend, Dan the man, tapped my shoulder. He whispered, "There is a buck right in front of us." The buck quietly walked to the front of the blind. I saw it and put the crossbow onto the shooting stick. It felt intense to have my first buck in sight. I looked around the inside of the scope of the crossbow. I found a red dot inside the scope. I put the red dot exactly onto the shoulder of this big 8-point buck. I took a very deep breath. I gently put my finger into the trigger. I squeezed the trigger. I shot the big buck right on the first lung. The buck quietly ran off as fast as it could. The big buck got away. Dan and I found a trail of blood from my shot. We both followed this long trail. The trail led us into many small ravines. The logs and sticks covered the ravines. We would step on sticks. It felt like a long path. The path led us to a little bit down the paved trail. We saw the big buck in misery. The buck had to die. To relieve its pain, I took the crossbow out of its case. I shot the buck again. The buck is officially dead. Dan the man left me. Dan brought his truck to our location. Dan started the truck. He drove back through the trail to the dead deer's location. Dan and I picked up this heavy buck. My shot on the buck made it drip blood. We put this buck into the truck. We started the truck and drove off. The buck went to Dan the man's house for cleaning tomorrow. We decided to share the venison. I got to eat the tender backstrap the next day. I put a few extra meals into the freezer.